Hi everyone, it is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2016, and this is episode 59 of Serenova Crafts, Take 2! I am ready to shoot my computer. I had a half hour of video I'd already recorded this morning, and poof, gone, into the ether. Don't know where it went. Didn't save to the computer. Because it said, oh, you ran out of video, and I figured, oh, it'll just save and then I'll copy to my external and I'll have space, right? Nope, gone. Anyways, how are you this week? I can be found as Serenova on Ravelry, Twitter, and Periscope. And as per what I talked about in my video last week, I have now changed my Instagram name to Serenova Crafts from Serenova Phoenix. The new spelling will be in the show notes, and it's right here. Serenova Crafts. It's not Serenova Phoenix anymore. I think it's stabbing me in the neck. So, yeah, so take 2. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much. If you are a new viewer, I appreciate it. Likes, subscribes, comments are always great. I'm more active on Ravelry, but you can leave a comment on YouTube. Show notes can be found on my blog or in the Ravelry group. And, yeah, let's try this again. First off, a couple of things. I did do a draw for my finished object thread in the last one, so I'm not going to bother showing you the randomizer now because it was post 19. It was iBurger roll something. She was post 19. Name here. PM me. You'll get $6 US from me to you. In terms of patterns, tell me what you want, and I will send them to you. No, excuse me, it was post 18. What was it? Oh, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to do it again because I don't remember. Sorry, somebody messaged me because I was telling them how annoyed I was about how, right? So, but anyways, I pulled out my phone because randomizer, I have the app. I'm just going to do it again. It's 2 to 24. Yeah, 2 to 24. 2 to 24. Yeah, 2 to 24. I didn't even do it right the last time. 2 to 24. Randomize, 18 again. So it is the person who I thought it was that gave me the same number. Don't know why, don't know how. Maybe just wanted this person to win. Nicole, who is Linda from Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Please PM me. It can be 3 $2 patterns, 2 $3 patterns, a $4 pattern, and a $2 pattern, a $5 pattern, a $1 pattern, a $6 pattern, whatever. The $6 US, me to you, PM me. So, let's see. Now to go over this all again, because I spent 15 minutes talking about spa last time. VKN tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is -5 GMT. I will put a link in the Ravelry. There's a thread there. Feel free to come, even if you're not, tagged as a person. Feel free to come. You're totally welcome. And so, yeah, I'm just going to jump right in and talk about spa because it's going to be shorter than last time because I've already talked about it once this morning and I can't go through it again. But if you have any questions for me, if you want to know more details about spa, feel free to message me or comment in the thread and I will just, be happy to type it all up for you. I just don't want to say it again for the second time in an hour. But I got picked up on Friday morning by Donna, the woman I was staying with, and we drove up to Maine. Freeport, Maine is about 2 hours from where we live here in Nashua, New Hampshire. Freeport, Maine is the home of LL Bean, so they have a giant, 2 or 3 city block size LL Bean there, which is bigger than all of downtown Freeport. It is right on the water because there is a harbor in South Freeport, Maine, so it's really cool. We got there on Friday. We did check it immediately because the hotel had, blocked off all the rooms for spa. And so, we were just sitting around and knitting. We ended up doing a little late lunch, but I have a story about this hair thing that I'm wearing. You can see it's got a little scroll design at the top. It's brass wire, but the woman who makes them is, I had her business card right here from earlier. Where'd it go? Anyways. Leslie Wind Clasps and Closures. It's lesliewind.com. Hey, camera focus this time. And she does hair clasps. She also, gonna focus on me. She always makes these things out of, old straight knitting needles. And, that's really cool. So she was there, but it was funny because one of the women in our group, because a bunch of people from my local shop came up, one of the women in our group put her hair up in one of the knitting needle ones, not the brass one, but a knitting needle one, right? And me and Donna, the woman who I know correct grammar, I can use it. Donna and I both said, oh, our hair will never fit in those things for completely different reasons. Her because her hair is thin, me because I have so much of it, right? So, of course, Amber's the woman who had the thing, right? Amber then whips Donna's hair up real quick, and it stays, and she's like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then Amber starts to put my hair up. Sorry, I need to adjust this because it's like stabbing me in the back of the head. There we go, that's better. Though it's not gonna stay for long. That might help. I'm trying to keep it from stabbing me, and it's not working. Like, it's just really not working. So, nope, it's coming down. Sorry, can't do it. I have a scrunchie here. I'm gonna put my hair up. So you guys got to see my hair for a little while. I'm still haven't quite got the knack of those things. So, you'll hear it later. But anyways, so Amber starts to put my hair up in the thing, right? And then who should walk by but Leslie, the woman that makes the things. And she just whips it out of Amber's hair and whips my hair up, no problem, right? And because Amber was struggling a little with my hair because I do have so much of it. I mean, look at how long it is, right? I mean, I can almost sit on it. It's really long. And so, she gets my hair up, and since she tells me, you need a longer one, come and see me. So now that it's not in my hair, you can see that she made me one that was extra long. I mean, see how long that is? I mean, it's long, right? I have a ruler. This is, 5 inches. So, like, 5 inches. You can see it's pretty long, actually. Don't ask me what that is in centimeters. I don't know. Oh. No, that is inches. It's just, yes, inches? I don't know. This is like one of those, professional, like, architecture things, but I use it because it fits in the notebook I have. So anyways, she made me one. And I'm not focused on me. Focus on me. Woo! Focus. Yay! Autofocus. Yay, 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 yay. Because my camera's done this thing recently where it's not focusing on me. But anyways, so I go and see her that night, and she makes me one. And I was totally going to pay her for it, and she just gave it to me. So go check her out. Super sweet, super nice. Warning, there is music that autoplays on her website, but she does have an Etsy. She's got a link to her Etsy on her website. But warning, there is autoplay music. So just FYI, make sure your speakers are turned down so you aren't blasted by, like, bird noises. So then we went for a late lunch on Friday, like 3 o'clock late, and there's LL Bean, there's a big LL Bean, and it's so big and it never closes. And by never closes, I mean they didn't put locks on the doors when they built the building. Never closes. Like, it never, ever closes. But across the street from it is a place called Linda Beans, which is a tavern, restaurant, pub that was started by the granddaughter of the guy that founded LL Bean. And it's called Linda Beans. And it's big on seafood because, I mean, we're right on the Maine coast, right? I mean, lobster is the thing in Maine, right? On the Maine coast, in Maine, right? I can't eat shellfish. And not for religious reasons. Though I shouldn't eat shellfish as a Jew. But anyways, I'm allergic to shellfish. I can't have shellfish. So this poor waitress in a seafood restaurant, I had to tell her I have a shellfish allergy. So I actually didn't order seafood because I figured it would make my life easier if I didn't. Because I could have ordered, like, regular fish, and I would have loved to get the fish and chips, but they probably use the same fryers for all of the shellfish that they do. Like, they do, like, fried clams and stuff, and I didn't want to be that much of a pain. I hate being that person in restaurants. Can't stand it. So I just ordered something that wasn't seafood. And granted, it was very good. I got 2 meals out of it. I had my leftovers for lunch the next day because there was a microwave and a mini fridge in our hotel room, so I could save it. But I hated being that person. And I went to a restaurant that was known for their seafood and I couldn't have it, right? Because I was too worried about contamination. I won't end up in the hospital if I ingest it, and other people having it as their meal wasn't a problem. It's only if I actually eat it myself that I have an issue. And it's not end up in the hospital allergy, it's severe gastrointestinal distress allergy. So I didn't want to go through it either way. Of course, now I'm holding this thing, waving it around like a wand, right? So we had a late lunch, and then we just sat and knit. And we didn't really do dinner because we had such a late lunch. And I just kind of snacked, and I took a walk, actually after it had gotten dark and it got cold, like single digits Fahrenheit cold. And I went to a local market, and I got some snacks, brought them back, knitting. I did spin that evening, but I was the person who bowed out first to go to bed at about 10:30 on Friday night. Because I wanted to shower, and with my hair takes the longest part of the shower for me. And so I knew I wanted to be in bed at a reasonable hour, which means midnight-ish or slightly earlier if I could. And so I wanted to shower. So I said goodnight at 10:30, went upstairs. And I got ribbed the next day about it because I was the youngest person there from our knitting shop, from our yarn shop, who went, because a big group of us went. I was the youngest person there, and I bowed out earliest. And I'm like, guys, I know my body, I know myself. Sorry, I'm gonna go to bed, because that's what I need, and I know it. And they were like, no, it's cool, but they were just kind of, it was good-natured ribbing. It wasn't like, we don't like you, we can't believe you did this kind of ribbing. It was actually really good-natured ribbing. Then on Saturday morning, I get up, I'm up, Dawn and I are both up before breakfast. So we take our knitting downstairs, we're sitting and knitting, then we have breakfast, then we go back to knitting. I was gonna spin, but then I decided not to because I wanted to go through Freeport, Maine, just to go take a walk. So at about 9:30, I went upstairs, got dressed, because I was still in PJs, because people sit around in the lobby of the hotel in their PJs all weekend, right? And then I walked through downtown, and I went to a couple of shops, and I have some goodies to show you that I got, but that'll be in stash. Yeah, I had a blast walking around. I went to LL Bean. I went into this place called Sea Bags, where they make bags out of old ship sails, and that was really interesting. A little out of my price range, though. There was a popcorn store, which was really cool. Then there was a place called Maine Woolens, and I'll tell you about them in stash. And then a UK import shop, which imported stuff from the British Isles. And by British Isles, I mean the British Isles. Like, there was stuff from Ireland, Scotland, and England there. And stuff from Wales, too. There was, like, Welsh flags and stuff. So, like, when I say the British Isles, I mean the British Isles. Huge Doctor Who section, though. It was funny, because on the first day I went, which was Friday, because we were kind of walking through downtown quickly, I was wearing my Doctor Who scarf. And that got a huge, like, yeah, reaction at the British store. And actually, the guy at the front desk of the hotel was like, you have a Doctor Who scarf? I have a Doctor Who scarf in my car. And so because he was on shift all weekend, like he was like the morning desk person, he was wearing his Doctor Who scarf all weekend because of me, because he saw it and he went, oh, I have knitting things. You guys are knitting people. I can wear my knitting things. Because apparently a coworker of his mom had made it for him. And he was like so happy of himself because knitters were commenting and he got to talk to them, and the guy was really sweet. Really sweet. So I did do some shopping on Friday night at the market. I forgot about that because I went to Leslie and she made me my hair thing, and then I got a couple of other things I'll show in stash. And then Saturday I went and walked around Freeport. I got a few things. I'll show it in stash, even though it's not really stash, but stash this week is stash all the things, which means stuff I've bought since last episode. But I actually did really good for the budget I had for the weekend. I did. I gave myself a set budget because I'm not working. And I was actually, except for food, which I went a little over on food, I actually did pretty good. And I actually came home with some extra, which I'm just going to keep as my working cash for this week. But anyways, so on Saturday, I went and walked downtown Freeport a little bit. Then I came back. I did a little bit more shopping in the market, but not much. And then I spun until about 3:45, at which point a bunch of us were going to the fashion show. And so we all went and put on our striped sweaters. Remember I showed that one last week? I'll insert a photo here of me in mine. And then we went to the other hotel in Freeport, because Dawn and I were staying at the Hilton Garden Inn in Freeport, Maine. And there's also a place called the Harris-Seekit in Freeport. And so the fashion show is at the Harris-Seekit, because Nita blocks out both hotels for people to book rooms. And so, we all, at like 4:15, we all piled in the car, or cars, because we needed more than one, to go to the Harris-Seekit for the fashion show, because we wanted to be early. And this year you needed to have pre-applied online for a ticket to the thing. And so the fashion show is you wear or bring knitted stuff, and then you just get up and show it in front of people, just like, they called sections, you got up by section. So we ended up going first. Us, 6 of us in our sweaters ended up going first. It was a ton of fun. Lots of inspiration. I have some pictures. I'll put them in at the end, actually, because the end is going to be very picture-heavy of this. And then we went back to, oh my god, look at what happens to my fingers because I'm holding the metal, because it's brass. So, anyways, I have to wash my hands before I start knitting again. Anyways, so we went back to the Hilton and we had dinner because it was getting late. We put our name in for dinner. We had to wait a little while. So we were sitting there knitting. And then, there wasn't really a lot of space, because the lobby only has so much space, and so, Dawn and I just went back to our room and spun for a couple of hours before going to bed. And Donna's husband came up Saturday morning. He came up, he got there around lunchtime, and he came to the fashion show, took pictures, and then he stayed the night. And Donna was like, is it okay if he stays the night with us? I'm like, we have 2 separate beds, You two are going to share one. I'll be on my own. As long as everyone is clothed, I don't care. And she went, works for me. Because really, I honestly did not care. And I'm not saying that just because, like, she booked the hotel room. No, I really didn't care. I spent weekends, like full, like 3 or 4 night weekends, right? Like long weekends, in a hotel room with 6 guys and 1 other chick. Because I've been to anime conventions. And I've had people sleep over, I've had guys sleep over in my dorm rooms in college. Watching a couple try to share a twin bed in a college dorm is actually a little funny. But like, it was funny in that 2 adult-sized people don't really fit in one of those twin beds. But it's fun to see them try. But like, it didn't bother me that it did not bother me that he was in the room. I knew he wasn't going to try anything. I knew there wasn't going to be any issues. And I knew that as long as we were all clothed, it wasn't a problem, right? So, I honestly didn't care. And if he does the same thing next year, because I told Donna to sign me up for next year for the hotel, it really doesn't matter. So Sunday morning rolls around, we get up, we go down, we're again down before breakfast starts, so we're sitting there knitting, and then, we have breakfast, and then I just spin all morning. And, I did get yarn ferried, on Saturday night. So Gypsy Legacy at Purgatory Hills Alpaca Farm was handing out these little things of mulberry silk. And so there it is, mulberry silk cloud, and it's probably like a gram. I mean, it's not much. But there's the card. I got yarn ferried. That was cool. Can't really see it through the plastic, but it's cool. It's cool. And I also got free fiber, which I'm not showing this in stash because I'm immediately mailing it off to someone this week because I'm not keeping it. So it's this pink and brown and gray stuff, but I know one of the VKNers wants it because on Monday night when I was on the VKN, I was showing it to the ladies, and I said, does anybody want this? And she's like, mine. And I said, great, send me your address, and I will get it in the mail to you this week. So I'm going to mail that off to her. So that's not stash because I'm not keeping it. So it was a free thing. This woman was like, does anybody want this? And I said, yes, because I had someone from the VKN in mind. And so, or I knew someone on the VKN would want it. So I took it to get for someone else, right? So anyways, Sunday we sit and we spun. By that point, I'd finished the actual spinning on my project and I was plying on the spinning I brought with me. And I'll show you that in another segment. It's actually right there, but anyways. And then at about 11, we went up and we got packed and we checked out around noon and headed home. And it was a great weekend. I had a blast. And I talked about it just as long as I did last time, even though I think I was talking faster and I said more things. And I already told Donna, sign me up for next year. I'm going back. And it was just so much fun. Just so much fun. I didn't realize how tired I was until I got home on Sunday night and I crashed on my entry. And by crashed, I mean crashed and burned so hard I could I couldn't finish watching the Oscars. Like, I was out of it. And, cause like I finished plying when I got home on Sunday, and then I let the stuff sit, and then I washed and thwacked yesterday. But yeah, I didn't finish watching the Oscars. I had no idea who won Best Actor, Best Picture, none of that until I got up on the morning on Monday because I was so tired. And Monday, I could barely drag myself out of bed. I finally managed to get myself over to my mom's in the afternoon. But, like, I was in bed until, like, 10, and then I went out on my couch, and I ended up taking a nap, and I had to set an alarm to make sure I left to go to my mom's. And yesterday, I was feeling almost back to normal, and then this morning, I jumped out of bed. Well, didn't jump out of bed, because I'm not that kind of person, but I was waking up this morning and go, yeah, I'm good, I'm back to normal. I didn't realize how tired I was until I got back. And actually, as much as I enjoyed spa, and as much as I am totally thrilled to go back, I'm very much an introvert in that I need time alone to recharge. And I basically had no alone time all weekend, and I think that's why I crashed and burned so hard on Sunday night, because I basically had no alone time all weekend, other than, like, when I went outside and walked around, but I was still talking to people, so I was going in and out of shops. So I think next year I might go off on my own a little bit more, just to try to relax. Like, there was a hot tub at the hotel, and so I might just bring a bathing suit next year and, just go relax for a while, because I realized I didn't get that downtime, and that downtime not having that downtime was what killed me for the weekend. It wasn't the sleep, because I did get enough sleep at both nights, but it was the not having downtime and not being able to recharge, constantly being around people. Because I'm definitely one of those people that I recharge by being alone. And so I didn't get really a chance to recharge over the weekend, and I think that's what did me in. So, but yes, anyways, so now I'm done talking about the weekend. Now I have FOs for you, yay! I am stealing the name from, who is it? There's someone I watch who calls it Faux Show. So I'm saying Faux Show right now. because I have 3 if you count spinning. So the first thing I finished is my Carrie shawl. Finished it. This got me, how many points did I get for winter camp for this? This got me 81 points for winter camp because I got all my bonus points on this. I got the color bonus point because it was orange or red, and I'm out of focus again. Come on, focus. There we go. Because this was by a featured designer. This was by, I'll put it in the show notes, but the shawl is called Carrie. I believe it's by CC something. Sorry, I'll check. And the color was red or orange, and pink was included, so you could do pink. It was pink, red, or orange. It had to be for your neck, and pink, red, or orange. And we had 3 featured size, so I finished it. Yay! Here, I'll put it on for a sec here. See? Got twisted up a little bit, but here we go. The Pico bind off took me like an hour and a half to do all the Picos. Like seriously, it took me like an hour and a half to do the Picos. But ta-da! And this is actually unblocked. I haven't blocked this, but it's garter, so I'm not sure I'll block it. It's actually pretty wide, too. I mean, it's not quite my wingspan, but it's pretty good. I'm stretching it a little to hold it out like this, but that's a decent size, right? I mean, that's good. So I finished that. I finished that on Thursday last week. I was actually bound off during my VKN last week, which was fun. And then, so the second thing was that I brought, I will put this over here. I brought my socks that I was working on and I finished them on Friday. So I finished 2 finished projects 2 days in a row, right? So I got them done. You can see. Ta-da. Actually, I'll hold them up by the thing, so that makes my life easier. Come here, you. Woo, socks. So they actually, like, match almost to the stitch. So all the stripes match. You can see the stripes match if I actually, like, have them on the soft blockers properly, right? Like, there we go. All the stripes, you can see, I managed to start them at the exact same point, and all the stripes match. And I did a fish lips kiss heel in a different color to preserve the stripe change on the top of the foot. I just knit with a different color for the heel and then right back to and I didn't break the working yarn. What I do for the fish lips kiss heel is that when you finish the heel, you're supposed to have 2 stitches left on the right needle, which is why some people break the working yarn, you know, because they're knitting with the thing. But what I do is because, I don't mind slipping those 2 stitches for just 1 row. What I do is I slip them back to the left needle. And then because I didn't break the working yarn, I just pick up the working yarn where I left off and knit right across the heel. And I know that's not the way to do the last row of the fish lips kiss heel. And if I was doing a yarn where I wasn't doing this to make it work on the front, I would just do that. Because like the socks I'm knitting now, I'm just going to do that. But when I'm doing a different color heel, I just slip those 2 stitches back to the left needle and then proceed to just start knitting in the round again. Because it's less ends to weave in. So I only have 4 ends instead of 6 to weave in. So, you know, on each sock. There's 2 ends here, an end here, and an end here. That's 4 ends. It's much better than 6. I'll take 4 over 6. So, but I finished them. They're done. Yay. I'm considering making all of my socks this tall now. Because when I tried them on, I realized I like my socks this tall. So, I might do that from now on. But they're almost too tall for my sock blockers, as you can see. But these are done. They're done. I don't block socks because just wearing them blocks them. So, Knit Picks Felici in the Time Traveler colorway. The heel is Lion brand Sock Ease in the Circus Peanut color. And I got, how many points for camp did I get for these? Because I didn't get any bonus points for these, but I got 21 points in these for winter camp because I used 92 grams of yarn. And I used a separate ball for each foot. So unlike some people who can get a pair of socks out of 1 ball of Felici, not happening. Because I used 2 balls. So I have a little bit left over, but that's going to go on my scrap blanket. So, and then my last finished object, which isn't really a finished object, but it's a finished spin, is my spinning. Look at it. It came out really nice. It barber poled like crazy, though. Like, it's all barber poling. See that? I was aiming for fingering, and I got light fingering / heavy lace. I'm probably going to put it in as lace on Ravelry when I finish the spin and I put all the information in. The fiber is Malabrigo Nube in the Arco Iris. It's 100% superwash merino. I had 2 braids of it because they're 4-ounce braids, so I had 8 ounces. I don't remember how much that is in, because I know how much I have left. Okay, Google. How much is 222 grams in ounces?
222 grams equals 7.831 ounces.
So I lost a little bit in the, yeah, see, because you can do Google like you can do Siri. I love it. Anyways, so I have just under 8 ounces here, because I have 222 grams, which is 1,142 yards. And I know this because I used a 2-yard nitty naughty, and I counted the wraps times 2. That's my yardage. So one skein is a little shorter than the other, but that's because I just didn't split them evenly when I was plying on the bobbin. So I have one skein that's 526 yards and one skein that's 612. And so I'm debating what I'm going to do with them. I was thinking weaving with them because, look at the, I don't think I could knit something out of this with a pattern to it. But I haven't yet made up my mind. So this might sit and stash for a little while. This is probably going to sit and stash for a little while. So that was my finished objects. And now I have my whips, if I can figure out what I did with one of them. Because I recorded this earlier, and then I ran out of space, and then there it is. Okay. Found it. So the 2 whips I've been working on is one you've seen and one you haven't seen. And most of my other whips are hibernating because winter camp points. Winter camp. So I have my cameo shawl, which as you can see, I worked on a bit. Here it is. I actually spun more than knit at spa. But I did do some knitting, so this was my knitting. After I finished the Time Traveler socks, this was my knitting. And the rows are getting long, so it's taking me a while. I mean, this is a 40-inch needle, it's all. It's a 40-inch needle, so, it's getting big. The rows are getting long. But you can see that's how much I knit. I still love the gray and the purple together. And I'm apparently on a gray and purple kick, which you will see more of in Stash. So that's how far that's going. And actually, I'm going to move the marker now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, because I didn't move the marker earlier when I first recorded because I didn't think to, but I don't have much of the gray left on this, so I'm just going to wing it once I run out of the gray, but we shall see how far that takes me. I'm supposed to have 22 stripes of the orange with the gray. And I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 12, so I have 10 more to do. We shall see if the gray lasts, because I don't have much left of the gray. I only have, like, that much left of the gray, so I'm getting down to the ends of the thing here. I don't think my yarn shop has any more of it, so, but we shall see. Don't know. If she does have more, I might just get the skein and then use the extra for something, but, so that's one whip. And then the other whip is I actually put a marker in it and knit another row while I was waiting for my computer to stop being a pain in the ass. Is these socks, and these are going to be my point trifecta for March. And this is the Socks for 10 pattern, which is Doctor Who inspired socks by CC Adonis, I think. Links in the show notes. That's the yarn, and this counts because this is my theme, which is hands or feet, color, which is green or yellow, and there is both of that in this, and then a featured designer. So this is my point trifecta for March. I was originally going to do a pair of wristers, but from somebody else who was one of our featured designers. But then when they said socks count for March, I'm like, ooh, socks. And I'm actually, as you can see, I'm actually doing them 2 at a time, which I very rarely do. Actually, I think this is the first time I've ever shown you guys 2 at a time socks. So it's not that I don't know how to do it, but I'm not the hugest fan of it. But, and here's the big but, I want these to match. Exactly. And it's a dyed gradient, and I had 2 skeins, so I just said, screw it, I'm going to go for it with the 2 at a time. So, this is my other whip. Now, of course, I have other things on the needles. I have 11 whips listed in Ravelry, right? But that's what I've worked on that I haven't finished since I saw you last week, so that's what I talked about. So now, if I can pull up my thingy, now Stash, and this is Stash all the things, because I'm talking about everything I got at Spa and other places. So like I said, I got this for free on Wednesday night, and then I also picked up a few other things on Friday night, because I wasn't sure they were still going to be there throughout the rest of the festival. So I got this mug, and it's a kitty mug, and this is hand spun on a wheel. This is Maple Lane Pottery, and it is microwave and dishwasher safe. Robbie Fritz Portella is the partner, and this is in Windsor, Maine. Here's the business card. There you go. And I loved the cat pattern the best. And she had a couple of the mugs, so I looked them over and decided which set of cats I liked best. But by the time Saturday evening rolled around, these were gone. The cats were gone. Something about knitters and cats. So that can go back over there so I don't knock it over while I'm doing stuff. You can just see the handle on the edge of the screen there. Look, handle. Right. So, and then the other thing I got on Friday night, I went to the Willettes. Now, if you're familiar with the Willettes, they're wood people, and they do wooden, they do like lathed wooden or carved wooden items. They do like crochet hooks and yarn bowls. I'm out of focus again. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm trying to get my autofocus to focus. Oh yeah. There we go. That's better. I focused myself manually. So, I'm going to turn the autofocus back on because I'm going to hold the hand back up. So, I got a lucette from them, which is, you make like a cord with it. I figured it out on Sunday night, and they gave me instructions, but yeah. I got the lucette, and then I got a nail binding needle. A nail binding is a word I have a hard time pronouncing, but you use this needle with the hole in the end. You feed the yarn through here. It's a little like crochet, it's a little like knitting, but it predates both. Well, no, I think it predates knitting, but I'm not sure it predates crochet. But you actually knot the yarn using short lengths as opposed to one continuous strand. So I have some leftover acrylic, and I'm going to experiment with teaching myself a new craft. That's what I got from the Willettes, because, yeah. So then my other purchase on Friday was from Spunky Eclectic, and she gave me a bag. She was very sweet. Gave me a bag. Here it is. Are you feeling spunky? Spunky Eclectic. And this purchase was her official Spa 2016 colorway, which is called Near and Far. Isn't it pretty? Like, I was like, yep, count me in for that. And I knew she was probably going to run out over the weekend, and she did. She had none of the yarn left. She did have fiber. She did have spinning fiber left, but she had none of the yarn left by the end of the weekend. So I was glad I got this when I did. This is her sporty base, which is superwash merino. It's 230 yards per skein, so I have 460, which will make a decent shawl. It's US 3 for 5.5 to 6 stitches per inch, and it's colorway of 2016 Near and Far. And I got 2, so it actually wasn't a bad price. She gave me the bags, so that's cool. I always use more project bags. So then on Saturday, like I said earlier, I went around, and I went early, and I went to a couple of places in downtown Freeport. And so the first place I went was L.L. Bean. I took some pictures. I'll put those in at the end. I didn't buy anything at L.L. Bean, though. Then I went to the sale bag store. Again, I didn't buy anything. But then I went to the popcorn place, and I got the popcorn, which unfortunately has already been eaten, so I can't show it to you. But I got their kettle corn flavor and their maple flavor, which was good. And then I went into Maine Woolens. And they do have a website. I'll link them in the show notes. But Maine Woolens is a company that spins and weaves home items like blankets and throws and things in Maine. They have their mills in Maine, their factories in Maine, everything's in Maine. And they make like really high quality stuff. Like we're talking like you would see it in a catalog for over $100, like kind of quality stuff, right? But the store in Freeport has an outlet section in the back where you can buy like fabric remnants, like of the weavings. You can buy weaving yarn, like they have the big cones, and you can buy overstock of items. So I got a throw. This is 100% cotton throw, and it is in fact gray and orange with white. You can see it's woven 100% cotton, but it's nice and big. I mean, it's big. And here's, it says Maine USA, but the tag is actually on it, so I'll hold it up so you can see the tag. Because it says Maine Woolens. It has everything on the tag. So there's the tag. Maine Woolens. Very high quality stuff. The woman was actually, the shop was doing a discount for all people who came to Spa. So, I got this, it was originally $29, and I got it for even less because I got the discount. Because it was $29 as the outlet price. So this is a $100 blanket, $100+ blanket I got for less than $25. So that was really fun. And then I went to the British store with all the UK stuff, and I got a throw there. Because I'm a sucker for throws. So this is a tartan throw, made in Scotland, woven in Scotland. Where's the tag? There's a tag on it that says what the tartan is and where it's from. But tweed mill, British made, exclusive product, pure wool, British made. It says cold wash only. No, where's the other tag? I'm going to have to unfold it to find it. There it is. So tweed mill is that's the mill that made it. And then it says our exclusive collection developed in Britain has been manufactured using only the finest yarns to produce a durable and practical article which will keep you warm and comfortable for your chosen use. And then it has a British phone number on it, which, sorry, I don't know how your phone numbers work. They're very different from here. They do have a website, but this is Robertson Hunting is the pattern, is the specific tartan pattern that I got. I liked it because I liked the blue. I liked the blue with the red and the green, so that's why I got it, because I liked the colors. I have zero ancestry to the British Isles. Zero. Absolutely nothing. I'm Italian and Eastern Europe. There's nothing from the British Isles in my blood. But I liked the pattern, and it was pretty, so I bought it. And then I also got a coin, because they had a bunch of British coins that had been made into keychains, and I was looking at them, and they had, like a 2 shilling coin, half shilling, like all these things. And they had different years in it, so I was looking for one that had the year of my mom's birth year. And they didn't have it. They had every year around it, but not that year, right? But then I found a farthing that had my grandfather's birth year on it, so I got that. So I have a farthing, it's on my keys, which is in my purse, which is in the other room, because I put it on my keychain. But it's a farthing from 1919, which is the year my grandfather was born. So I thought that was really cool. So after I went and did all of that on Saturday morning, I then went to the market again Saturday afternoon. And I told myself on Friday that if one of these braids was still there, I would get one. So the first place I went, and this is not the one that was still there. This was a different place. So I went to Mad Color, and I got phoenix feathers. Now this, I am planning to learn how to chain fly. So I figured this would be a great thing to do, because I would love to preserve the gradient from the purple to the orange, right? I'd love to preserve that gradient. So, and this is 40% merino, 40% superwash merino, and 20% silk. And it's comb top with a 100-gram braid from Mad Color. I was going to get her Helga yarn, but she kind of ran out of the base I wanted. So at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, I'm planning to get the base I want. So this was what I got from Mad Color. And then this is the braid that I said, if there was one still there on Saturday, at like late Saturday afternoon, I was going to get it. And so this is it. This is from Port Fiber in Portland, Maine. It's portfiber.com. And this is Sawane Creeks By. Now let me try to coil this up into a braid so I can actually show it to you. But, ooh, it's warm from sitting on my computer. Oops. Probably shouldn't cover my computer in wool. That seems like a bad idea. So this is Sawane Creeks By, and it's not staying in the nice coil, but you guys get the gist. It's really pretty. It's like smoky with like hints of the fire, and there's some browns and grays, and oh, it's so pretty. So this is BFL and silk. It's 75% BFL, 25% silk, 4.8 ounces. So here it is. Very pretty. They only had 2 of them left, so I nabbed one of them. And then on Sunday, I went to the market one last time. I actually went with Donna, because she was going to get yarn for a pattern she'd seen at the fashion show the night before. And of course, I fell down again. So I got this because it was a one-off. This is Seven Sisters yarn. It's their base meridian in the ultraviolet colorway. And I am warning you now, this color is not going to show up accurately on screen. Yeah, no, it's not. It's blowing out the camera. Because the colorway is called ultraviolet. So you can guess just how saturated this is. I mean, it's blowing me out holding it up next to my face. I mean, like, this is such a deep, like, you know those ultraviolet lights where you can just see that purple? Like, just that upper end of the, right? That's basically what this is. And it's not coming up on camera, and I knew it wasn't going to show up when I held it up. But there's, like, purples and blues, and It's like, the blues are almost a sapphire, but the purples are just, I mean, the color does not look like it looks in person. And it never will, and I wish I could show you guys what color this was, because it's incredible. But, Seven Sisters Yarn, this is a one-off, so she doesn't have this anymore, but she does have other colors that are very similar if you are interested. And so that's that. And then, the last purchase I made at Spa was Highland Handmaid's Sugar Maple Sock in the Co colorway. At least I think it's Co. It's C-O-E. Look at that. Isn't that... I told you I was on an orange and gray kick. I told you. I had a lovely time talking to Heather, who was one of the people who runs it. It's her and her husband. I was talking to her, telling her, you know, hey, I'm a podcaster. I do testing, blah, blah. I gave her my card. And they are in Maine as well. And this is 75% superwash wool and nylon. So these are totally going to become socks. This is superwash wool and nylon as well. However, I was thinking a gorgeous shawl for this would be more appropriate. And I have 400 yards, so I can do, actually I have 463, so it's like a light fingering. And I can totally get a shawl out of this. This, however, is totally going to be socks. Not sure what, they might just be vanilla, but they're totally going to be socks. But Heather seemed really happy about me talking about her and being a podcaster and wanting to test knitting for her, so. Yeah. And then, because my local shop owner had actually come up to Spa, she bought out one of the booths at the end of the market, like when the market was closing for the day. One of the vendors didn't necessarily want to bring all of her stuff home, and so my shop owner bought her out and brought it back to Nashua. And so that is, and I got 2 skeins yesterday while I was there because I couldn't resist, and this is Dove. This is from the Woolen Rabbit, and she's from Conway. And this is her Dove base, which is a fingering weight, and this is 60% merino, 20% silk, and 20% yak. And I got 2 colors. So the darker one is rose quartz. It's not showing up as red, but it's a reddish. It's a deep red. And then this one is Daddy Steelbucks. So I'm going to do a 2-color shawl with these. And I'd seen this color at Spa, and I'd held off on getting it. But then my shop owner brought it back to Nashua, and I'm like, I have store credit. I'm going to get the thing. Autofocus. Yay. I'm changing the focus manually, because it doesn't like to stay focused. Yeah, see, I clicked the autofocus. I'm just done. I'm done talking. So, alright. I'm done holding stuff up to the camera. So that's everything. That was quite the stash all the things, right? Did I forget anything? I'm reading my list. Swanky Matte Color Port Fiber, 7 Sisters, Highland Handmaids, Hair Stairs, Wooden Tools, Blankets, other stuff. Hold on. Nope. I'm good. Got everything. So, I do know what my next thing purchase is going to be, and that's this stuff. I've shown it before from Fiber Nymph Dye Works. This is 100% Shetland top, undyed, in 5 natural colors. I'm going to do each color as its own skein, as a 2-ply, and then I'm going to knit it all together into a shawl of some kind. And I'm actually going to go this way for the shawl, so that the edging is in white. So I'm going to start at the neck with the black, go to the light gray, the dark brown, the light brown, and then the white at the end. So that's my next project, which I will start as soon as, and oh my god, this episode has gotten long. Might have to cut out a few things, but I'm still pushing 45 minutes here. So, please like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for sticking to the end of this episode. I know it's longer than normal, but I had a lot to talk about this week. And like I said, like, subscribes, comments are appreciated. There is a VKN tomorrow night. Like I said, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will open a new March finished objects thread in my group in a day or 2 so that you can post things finished in March and to win another thing. And then, yeah, I might have an interview later this week. A recruiter I'm working with has put my resume in for a job, so keep your fingers crossed for that. I mean, I would totally have to change my podcasting schedule if I get the job, but that's something I can work with. And, yeah, I think that's actually about it. So I'm actually done. I am at nearly 45 minutes. I'm going to call it. Thank you for sticking through me to the end for this, and I will see you next week. Bye!